Hello folks, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about this little toggle switch here, better known as a tone control switch. I've talked about this before and how it controls the humbuckers by selecting which one you're playing on. And I just assumed, like most people who play the guitar, that everyone knows what this thing is. And doing a search on Google and Bing, I found that no one really explains this properly at all. Because at the top you've got rhythm, and at the bottom you've got treble. When you switch the tone control to rhythm position and you play some chords, you get a very full, very rich, very warm sound. So if you're playing rhythm, that's nice. You get great harmonics. When you put it into the treble position, you get a much brighter sound, less muddy, less warm. Now, on some guitars, you'll have rhythm, and down here, instead of saying treble, it will say lead, because, you know, when you're doing, you want a more bright sound to distinguish yourself from the rhythm section. So that's basically what it is. But, you know, it's a very strange thing. When I started looking this thing up, there's like people arguing like crazy about this little switch, and none of them are mentioning the right name for it. It's a tone control selector, and they're all saying, oh, this toggle switch, and this toggle switches are on Strats, right? This is a toggle switch in the sense that you're toggling between three positions, but this is a tone control selector. And so that's the basic problem, right? People don't understand that the rhythm section, in the rhythm position, generally speaking, it's good for playing rhythm, and in the treble position, it's better for playing lead parts. That kind of thing. So hopefully this one video will explain to people that are, you know, arguing about this thing, what this tone selector switch actually does. Now, like I said, in general terms, if you've got it on rhythm, it's nice, you get a full-bodied, very warm sound. But that doesn't mean you have to play it like that. You could play lead in this position. If you wanted to. There's no hard and fast rules. So that's that issue out of the way. Now I'm going to tell you a little bit more about these humbuckers and this tone control selector. Many years ago, a guy called Les Paul came up with this configuration. He came up with this idea to put these humbuckers in this position and the tone control and all that kind of stuff back in 1957, 1958. This design of guitar is considered to be the pinnacle of electric guitar design, because Les Paul was a fantastic guitarist, and he used to do some really, really weird stuff. I mean, look him up on YouTube, he's fantastic. But he used to do like weird stuff, or this kind of thing. He played with his wife for many, many years, and he was super famous back in the 50s and early 60s. He was also, apart from being a guitarist, he was into improving the instrument. And so this guitar, and this one from Harley Benton, which is modelled on that 1958 design, is as close you're going to get to an authentic Gibson as possible. Because they went right back to basics and said, okay, what was the setup that he designed? And they came up with this. And I have it on very good authority from people who know much more about guitars than I do, that this sounds virtually identical to a 1958 Gibson Les Paul. So that's it. that's the origins of this guitar. But these humbuckers are very interesting. How does a humbucker work? Well, basically inside here you've got two sets of magnets, and behind each one of these poles is a little magnet, and they're wrapped with copper wire. Now the neck pickup has got less wire than the bridge pickup, so the humbucker creates an electromagnetic field. When you play a string, the vibrations from the string interfere with that electromagnetic field. Can you hear the sustain on this thing? It lasts for ages. That vibration of the string in the neck position interferes with electromagnetic field, and that electromagnetic field is transferred via the amp to the speaker. And because it's in this position, think about it, it's got more distance to travel. Okay, so the vibrations are much longer, the vibration wave. When you play on the bridge pickup, the electromagnetic field is disturbed by the vibration of the string, but because of the location of the string to the bridge, the vibrations are much shorter. So long waves here, long electromagnetic waves here, give you that big warm sound, plus there's less copper in this humbucker to pick up the signal. Electromagnets are wrapped on the bridge pickup with a lot more wire, so you get a different sound. I mentioned in another video that you can adjust these, the height of these things, to get the sound that you want, and I've made adjustments to this. As you can see, the bridge pickup is much higher than the neck pickup. That's because that's the sound I want. I want that particular sound. I like it like a jazzy kind of sound. I like a more jazzy, bluesy sound. Now in the middle position, you're using both pickups, and in that position you get a very warm but bright sound. And also you can adjust the tone on these pickups. You can adjust the volume on these pickups. And get a sound that you're after, you know. And you've also got tone controls here as well. Wow, wow. So by messing around with this setup, you can get a tone that's unique to you. Now, going back to Les Paul was very, very clear in what he wanted this guitar to do. He wanted it to sound very, very clean and bright, because he played a lot of this. You'd have to watch him, because he's just unbelievable to watch. But he used to like a really bright sound, bright, clean and warm. And if he was to see what Slash did to his guitar, I think he'd probably be spinning in his grave. Slash and the Rockers did this. What Slash and the Rockers and all that kind of did with his beautifully sounding guitars, they distorted the hell out of it. So I'm sure that Les Paul would have been kind of appalled by what happened to his beloved guitar. Okay, so that's the story of the rhythm and treble tone selector on a Les Paul style guitar. Simple. And how it affects the humbuckers. So I'm going to just do a little bit of noodling now. If you want to stick around, you're more than welcome. But I'm just practicing, so you know, I'm trying to make a song. But here we go. working on it. What can I say? Jazz. Nice. Anyway, that's all for now, folks, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Noodled over, noodling out.